Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. And come on in. Standing outside the door of love and mercy, you wonder if there's a place there for you. You know there's peace inside, but still you're searching for someone who understands the pain you've been through. Well, the door's unlocked, the lights are on. What are you waiting for? Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. You'll find a place of rest in the arms of Spirit. God's waited so long for your homecoming day. God knows the peace you see and the hurt you're feeling. Spirit wants to hold you and to wipe your tears away. Well, the Father waits with open arms. God is calling out your name. Come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, and come on in. There is room enough in the house of love for someone just like you. Oh, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in, welcome home. You are loved, you belong here now. No matter where you've been, come on in. Oh, 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 oh. Well, come on in. Come on into Unity of Oak Park. Amen.
Good morning in Unity of Oak Park. And good morning to our beautiful choir and our music director. And Diego, can we hear one more time for them for such a great welcome? Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's not forget to say good morning to our online community. If we can just turn to the camera and say good morning. Good morning. So wonderful to have all of you here today, and there is lots to celebrate, not just gathering together and our theme, Dream Big and Live Bigger, but also celebrating all the wisdom of all the women of our world, including the women within our community. So if we can hear it for our community, all the women of our community. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And one way to celebrate them is to bring voice to their wisdom. And here is some wisdom from Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman, who once said, "It works if you work it. It works if you work it." And so Reverend Dr. Johnny Coleman is very influential, not just in our movement, but throughout the world. And she's also a very special friend of our founding minister, Reverend Richard Billings. So what I love about her wisdom is that it's very simple. It's like one of those bumper sticker moments. It works if you work it. In other words, we can't be kind if we don't have kind actions or kind thoughts. So it's a very simple way of just igniting our higher consciousness so that we can bring our best foot forward into our world. And one of the ways that we do that is with prayer. So we're going to pray, and if we can just take a nice, deep, invigorating breath, breathe in, and exhale. Breathe in that fresh spring air that's right around the corner. And exhale. And then one more gentle breath. With that gentleness, we recognize the power of non-resistance. We recognize that we don't have to try hard to be kind. We can simply just allow ourselves to be, knowing that there is nothing out there that can complete us because we are already complete. And as wholeness, as our true nature, we bring awareness and appreciation to all that we have, all the love that we have within ourselves to demonstrate kindness into our world. It works if you work it. And so we bring kind thoughts to our mind, and we bring images of kind actions so we can allow ourselves to be inspired, be guided through kindness, and knowing it works if we work it. With that love as our intention, we keep our mind receptive, our hearts open for new possibilities. And we take the moment to release anything that is not a loving thought so that we can continue to dream big and live bigger. With gratitude and appreciation for knowing that we have this powerful gift to express, we say, thank you, God, for this awareness. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And so it is. Amen. And so now please join us with Carl for the daily word.
Hello, family. The daily word for today, March 26th, is forgive. It comes from November 26, 1984. I let love take over. I forgive everyone and everything, including myself. If I think of how someone has hurt me or taken advantage of me, I say to myself, forgive, forgive. To forgive is to give for. For any thought of bitterness, I give a thought of compassion. For any thought of turbulence, I give a thought of peace. For any thought of hatred, I give a thought of love. For any thought of revenge, I give a thought of largeness of spirit. If I blame myself for something that was or was not done, if I accuse myself of wrongdoing, I say to myself, forgive. Forgive. For any thought of self-reproach, I give a thought of self-worth. For any thought of bondage to past mistakes, I give a thought of freedom in Christ. I can forgive because Christ in me is loving and forgiving. It is my very nature to be forgiving. I make this day a day of forgiveness, a day in which to let love take over. And from John chapter 8, verse 11, I forgive everyone and everything, including myself. Neither do I condemn you. The daily word for today is forgive.
All right. Good morning, everyone, again. I wanted to, before I introduce today's artist, I wanted to just share with you that as some of you may have seen, the last Sundays of each month, we have world music. And the idea behind that is to bridge communities through music. And as you saw, in January, we had the Salcedo Brothers. Last month, we had Kucha and Babatoni. So I am beyond happy to introduce today Heather Peterson. Come on up, Heather. Thank you, Heather. And you are sacred love. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God, show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place. You are blessed peace. You are blessed peace. Blessed peace is all that you are. You are sacred love. You are sacred love. Sacred love is all that you are. Show the way, God. Show the way, God. Show the way. I want to live in such a state of grace. Lead the way, God, lead the way. I want to live in such a holy place. Such a holy place.
Wow. First of all, I want to thank Heather. Can we thank Heather again for her beautiful music? And Juan Lorenz and Diego for the sacred love. And thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So what's beautiful about our lesson today is that it's about allowing. And Heather has a personal story about healing and transformation. If you get a moment, please visit her after the service through fellowship, because she has a powerful story about healing and transformation and finding that gift with music. And it was nice to hear Sacred Love right after that music. So thank you both for sharing your gift, or thank you all for sharing your gift. Thank you. So this week is our third week of our series, The Power of Being Impractical and the Power of Being Practical. And so our lesson today is on allowing. So I want to start with a story. There once was a monk who decided that he wanted to meditate. And he wanted to meditate in the middle of a lake. So he decided that he was going to row his boat to the middle of the lake. He got to a nice spot and he started to meditate. He closed his eyes and he went into a deep meditation. He was in the silence. And then out of nowhere, there was a bump against his boat. And another bump. And another bump. So he started to get annoyed, upset, and possibly even angry. So when he opened his eyes, he was ready to lash out at that person that was bumping the boat the entire time of the meditation. And so when he looked at the boat, he realized there was no one on the boat. The boat was untied and floated to the middle of the lake. And so he realized three different things. One is that his anger was within. Two, he learned that sometimes in life, things will trigger us so that we can release that anger. And third, he learned that each time he was triggered by someone, something, an idea, or an event, that it was simply a way to remember that it's simply a boat, an empty boat. So what I love about this lesson of the monk is that we can apply it to our own life, meaning that in life we are going through our own divine flow. Everything in our life, every experience in our life is our own divine flow. And we will have those trigger moments where we're upset, where we feel angry. And yet, those emotions are natural, they're normal. However, it's how we work with those emotions that allows us to continue to be in our divine flow, like the monk, with those 3 simple reminders. So the question for us is, how are we utilizing our anger and those moments where we get upset so that we can continue to be in a divine flow? Now, the healthy thing to do is to do what the monk did, have a moment of self-awareness. But how oftentimes do we give ourselves that moment, right? We're probably in that space where we're holding the upset, where we're holding in that anger within ourselves. And when we do that, what we're doing is really recreating a pattern called resentment. Resentment is when we replay those moments of being upset, of being angry in our head. And that prevents us from living our best life. It distorts the way we think. It distorts the way we see our world. Because simply, as we saw through that story, they're empty boats. So imagine the people who are constantly angry at the world. Does that mean there's a lot of empty boats? So how we can reflect to the story is think about what can we do to shift from that place of holding all the ideas that make us feel upset, make us feel angry. How can we release that? Well, the Oxford Dictionary shares that one way to release is to let go of any attachments that we have towards others that make us feel angry, that make us feel resentful. And so that word is forgiveness. However, spirituality has a different way of putting light on the word forgiveness. According to the Fillmores, forgiveness means that the pain, the suffering, the misunderstandings that we're going through does not really define what we are. What defines us is how we accept ourselves in those moments. How do we accept ourselves in those moments when we're misunderstood or there's a misunderstanding? Are we kind to ourselves? Are we kind to others? Can we see kindness in ourselves so that we can see kindness in others? So that is the work of forgiveness. Now, oftentimes, when we think about forgiveness, we think about we're doing something wrong, or we're accepting something wrong. Forgiveness in spirituality is affirming our power. It's affirming that we are loved, that we are whole, that we have the ability to accept ourselves, even when we're upset, even when we're angry. Why should we shame ourselves for feeling sad, for feeling angry, for feeling upset? Why should we? So the power of forgiveness is to remember that we're whole, that there is nothing out there that completes us, just like in the story we just heard about the monk. The anger was within him. That which triggered him allowed him to release that anger, that upset, in a different form, so that he had better awareness of himself and the world. So oftentimes, the person that needs the most forgiveness is ourselves, because we're so hard on ourselves. How many of us are hard on ourselves? Raise your hands. So if you can look around, we are not in it alone. We're hard on ourselves, right? So there's a story in Scripture that I love, and it's about a group of people that they're ready to throw stones at a woman who they believe made a mistake. And so they're like fired up. And so in the moment when they're about to throw the stone, Jesus says, "Have anyone made a mistake? Has anyone made a mistake?" And so in that moment, they lower their stones. And the power behind this story is that sometimes it's easier to judge rather than to forgive. And one of the ways to forgive is to shift our perspective. So in that story, what if we were to shift our perspective by putting ourselves in someone else's shoes? Then maybe we can be kind, even when we're upset. We can show some kind of compassion when we're experiencing some kind of anger. And so here's a great way for us to apply this lesson to ourselves. Not from a place of that I'm a broken person, therefore I need to be forgiven, but I am a whole person. I am a whole person, and I'm ready to express my power. So I want for us to practice, put this into practice by forgiving ourselves, by seeing a different perspective, by seeing a different perspective of ourselves, so that in those moments where we're triggered, we can be in our own divine flow. So let's take a nice deep breath. And exhale. And I want for us to imagine your divine child. Imagine your own divine child. And let's give that divine child of yourself an age. Maybe they're 5 years old. And maybe they're sitting in front of you. And you're looking directly in their eyes. Maybe you're putting your arm around them. Or maybe they're sitting on your lap. And the first words we want to tell that divine inner child is, I love you. I love you for everything you are. I want you to know that. I love you. It's okay to be upset because you care. It's okay to have those moments of being angry, and it's because you care. I love you. You have a caring heart. You are whole. You are complete. And just know, if you make a mistake, it's because you're growing to be the most powerful version of yourself. You are powerful. You are amazing. And I am with you. I am with you 100%. I am with you. I love you just the way you are. Be free to express your sadness. Be free to express your anger. And know I am with you to lift you right back up. I am here. I am here. And so it is. So as you open your eyes, how many of you felt a little bit more compassion? Raise your hands. A little bit more love, right? Maybe even a little teary when you heard some of these words, right? Because maybe there were words that you needed to hear. So what you have just done is forgiveness. You've been able to accept yourself just the way you are. You've been able to love yourself no matter what. Unconditional love. You're not broken, you're whole. We are whole. And so in those moments when we're upset, we're angry, it's great for us to have these conversations within ourselves, because when we're upset and angry, we're having other conversations, right? So it's a good reminder to remember we are love, and you're perfect just where you are. Social media personality and creator of many of the apps that we use nowadays. His name is Josh King Madrid. He says, our choices are affected by how information is framed. Depending on which qualities we emphasize, identical facts can be more revealing or less appealing. So what's important about his wisdom is that he pretty much shares the third unity principle. The third unity principle. But the reason why it's important for our lesson today is that if we're emphasizing resentment, we're getting more of those experiences that we don't want to have because we're emphasizing on withholding. We're emphasizing on shame and guilt. However, if we're emphasizing the understanding heart, the power of forgiveness, of expressing your wholeness, of having that self-acceptance, no matter what you're going through, then we're drawing more opportunities that make us feel whole, experience wholeness, abundance, prosperity. Edwin Gaines, wisdom teacher and prosperity teacher who wrote the four spiritual laws of prosperity, shares in her book that sometimes it's difficult to forgive when you have gone through some abuse, whether it was physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. It's really hard to forgive during those experiences, and it's horrible. However, she shares a powerful example of how she was able to forgive and retell her story in a powerful way where she saw herself as wholeness and where she saw wholeness in others. And in order for me to go on with what she shared, I just want to put it into context of how she made the shift. She was having a conversation with one of her teachers, and she was sharing her victim story. The victim story of all the experiences that she had. And sometimes with our own victim stories, we find comfort because we know that someone's going to listen to us if we share our victim story. However, her teacher said, the only way for you to heal is to tell a different story. The only way for you to heal is to tell a different story. In other words, she had to emphasize a different story. And so I want to invite a woman of power of our community to share Edwin Gaines' story. This is how she retold her story by accepting herself in the midst of it all. I want to invite Cabrini.
I don't know about everybody else, but I am full and ready to say that I am amazing, just as you are amazing. And Scott, I feel like I'm channeling you because I'm holding back the tears from what Rev Ev has just said. But I'm ready to retell a different story. And so was Edwin Gaines. You came to this planet to be a woman of power. Your soul chose this path, and because you chose it, you also took the initiation of misuse of power at a very young age. And it was horrible. It is now safe to be a woman of power because you will never misuse or abuse this power. In this process, you have gained the most valuable spiritual gift, the understanding heart. The understanding heart. Isn't that powerful? And for you men out there, just to know we have that, you have that female nature as well, so you are as equally as powerful. So continue to reach down and pull that power through and know that what? I am amazing. I am amazing. And I'm ready to make that change to go forth.
Thank you, Cabrini. You are amazing, and all of us are amazing, and that's the power of forgiveness. This message, as Cabrini shared, it's a universal message, meaning that we can apply to all of us, whichever gender we are. But what's also powerful about this story is that we don't have to wait for something tragic to happen so we can forgive. You know, forgiveness is about an ongoing process. It's forgiving the little things, even the little things like beating yourself up for leaving the light on for the entire night. You know, something as simple as that. It's like, why hold resentment to yourselves about leaving a light on? You know, so we're just reminding ourselves the power to see things differently. So our takeaway, as we heard throughout the lesson, is that as we are going through our process and we falter on our path, is to be loving to ourselves, to accept ourselves where we are, instead of punishing ourselves with resentment. What if we were to encourage ourselves with an understanding heart and say to ourselves, okay, this happened, but what can I do next? What can I learn from this? Okay, this happened. It wasn't pleasant. But what can I do next? Are we going to sit and soak in resentment? Or are we going to try to find ways of seeing that which triggered us differently, like an empty boat, so that we can just brush it off and keep going? So sometimes we hear to ourselves, or we say to ourselves, you know, I forgive, but I don't forget. Have you heard that before? I forgive, but I don't forget. So we're already giving an ultimatum, right? That is coming from the lack consciousness. Because if you feel that you are whole, that your heart is whole, there is no ultimatum. So what if we can look at it differently and ask ourselves, has this experience opened my heart? Has this experience opened my heart? And if the answer is yes, that means you have forgiven 100%. If their answer is no, then there's still a little bit more work to do, more work to learn and understand through compassion and kindness. So in other words, as we take this lesson into practice, forgiveness allows us to have the experience and the blessings of knowing that we are available to life. We are available to life. Are you willing to be available to life? Are you willing to be available to life? Yes. So then perhaps through an understanding heart, we can be gentle, kind to ourselves, and say, okay, this happened. What can I do next? Maybe taking the wisdom of the monk, the 3 things that he realized. Anger is within him. Sometimes we need something outside of ourselves, like life experiences, so that we can release that anger. And just know that everyone in our path that doesn't go in the way that we envision them to go, or life circumstances, the conditions, maybe we can see them as empty boats, so that we're not attaching ourselves to the outer realm. We're affirming our wholeness. So let's affirm our wholeness as we go through our journey of dreaming big and living big. And so it is. Amen. And speaking of women of power, I would love for Lindsay Ambrose to lead us into meditation.
Meditation is our time to simply be. And with that, we allow ourselves to relax. We close our eyes, or maybe just bring our gaze downward. And as we relax our bodies, we get to open our hearts so that we can simply be. I invite you to rest your hands, ground your feet, and begin to notice your breath. As you breathe in deeply and exhale, you exhale any tension. You notice what's being felt in your body. You notice the thoughts that are coming, and you release. And as we notice, we allow. We allow ourselves to flow and be calm. And as we relax our body, we focus on our heart, that energy emanating from heart center as we bring our awareness to that part of our body. We can settle into this moment and show up as love. Love created you like itself, as love. Kindness created you as itself, as kind. Understanding created you as an understanding heart. Light created you to be light. And as you focus your attention on that heart space, you can set that intention to be light, be love. You take a moment now to just envision your day showing up as light, creating a story of love. Being the light that you were created to be. Love created you as love. And as we refocus our attention on that energy of love emanating from you, you know that you too can be love. Be light and allow love to fill your day. And with that, we feel the wholeness that you are. And as we turn our attention back to our body, back to our space, we're reawakened, rejuvenated in that love, that presence that you are. We allow ourselves to be free, to open our eyes, move our body, knowing that you are love. Love created you as itself. And with that, we can reawaken in that, knowing that this is how you're meant to be. Bring that into your day, into your relationships, and allow that to be. And with that, we prepare now for our offertory. Thank you.
we have a very special guest, I do believe, that we've seen before. And I want to invite you up to share your story with us really quickly.
Okay. Good morning. My name is. Wait, does that? Ooh, that does work. My name is Narayan Mateo Balcones. This piece is called Mom. Mom is really liked by me and my brothers. She cooks food for us. She gives all of us allowance, except for when Dad does it. She helps us operate the TV, except for when Dad does it. She sets our schedules and picks us up from school. She does the laundry for us. We love her because she is the best mom. I could go on and on, but time is short. More to follow on a later date. And that concludes my offering today. Thank you for listening. Thank you so much.
We are really proud of our young people. My name is Kacha. I think you all know me by now. And I'm on the board of trustees and the leadership team here. Unity of Oak Park is a self-funded spiritual community. Your offerings help us continue to make the difference so we can come together for service and events, pay for the operations of the church and our Sunday team, and support our ministry partners. We provide our partners with community and a safe place where they too can live their best potential. Know that your contributions matter. We need them to keep the community and the dreams alive. Sometimes you don't see all the little things, but take a minute after service and look at the people who are sharing with each other. It's not all just fun. Some of them are actually working on the next event that's going to come up. But anyway, there are many ways you can give. You can use the Support Unity button on the website. Text a donation to 708-980-0073 from your phones, or place a check or cash in the baskets or at the door. And of course, you can always mail a check to our office, 405 Euclid, in Oak Park. But anyway, we are so grateful for your financial contributions, in addition to your donations of time and talent. And we truly need your donations of time and talent, which allow our mission to grow and to thrive. We're always in need of people to help serve, we got a garden committee, we got so many committees. Just think about what you would like to do around this church, and I bet you it's a way you can do it. But anyway, I, of course, am partial to our youth ministry because I have worked with children a lot. I love seeing someone have the confidence to stand in front of these adults and speak. And we have a lot of little fun things that we invite people that don't even come to this church on a regular basis to enjoy, like our gingerbread house making and the pumpkin thing, and I'm sure something will be coming up for spring soon. But that's what I like. I like doing that, and I really like, I've been thinking about possibly helping, because every now and then I like to dress up. And so when I think we will be having a gala, but anyway, that's coming. Something to look forward to. And with me, I'm already thinking about what I want to wear. But anyway, we're going to prepare for our offering. While the music plays, someone will be coming up. And just think about how blessed we are. Let us affirm our offertory prayer together as we bless all the prayers in our hearts, the service we give to make our community operate, and the financial offerings we contribute that make our community thrive. Please remember that our chaplains that you see here are here and available to pray with you and support you today and every day after the service. And now, our blessing, divine love, expressing as me, blesses, multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive, and all that I am. And so it is.
Welcome back, Heather Peterson.
This last selection that I chose to play today is one of the most brilliant pieces I have ever studied. And to me, it depicts light and water. So I find it really interesting that it's in the same theme. It's by Ravel, an impressionist French composer. So often the impressionism depicts water and light, and it's technically extremely challenging, but I love it because it's just brilliant. So I'll move this. Should I turn it off?
more time. Wasn't that marvelous? Thank you so much. We appreciate you for sharing your fantastic talent with us today. My name is Janine, and I'd like to remind you that a great way to find out what is happening here at Unity of Oak Park and to be engaged is by visiting our website at unityoakpark.org. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, and sign up for our newsletter from our website. You may also watch the slides on the screens before and after the service, or visit the Community Hub table after service for more information and to pick up flyers. Please share them. We are always looking for volunteers, especially for Sunday service. You can sign up from the Sign Up Genius link on our website for slots and times that work for you. You can also sign up to volunteer at the Community Hub table after service during fellowship. Here are a few exciting events to check out. The Prayer in Our Lives class, led by our lead prayer chaplain, Carl Narod, will be held on Palm Sunday, April 2nd at 11:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. It is the first class in a three-part series for people who are interested in the Prayer Chaplain program. On April 9th, we will have a special Easter Sunday morning service, followed by a delicious potluck luncheon. Please sign up to bring a dish to share in fellowship. Also following our Easter service, we will have Let It Roll activities on the lawn, including an egg hunt and egg roll with prizes. All are welcome and encouraged to participate in the fun for adults and children. Drop in for our midweek metaphysics and meditation class being held this Wednesday evening at 6:30 p.m. to 7:30 p.m. with special live music from Juan Lorenz on March 29th. On Sunday, April 16th at 11:30 a.m., we will have the Dancing Brush Painting Workshop facilitated by a local artist. You can sign up online and tap into your creativity. No prior experience is needed. The weekly prayer and meditation group meets via Zoom on Mondays at 7:30 p.m. At this time, I'd like to ask Michelle Small to come up for a special announcement on the Tacos and Trivia event.
Thank you. Hi, everyone. I'm Michelle, and I just want to remind everyone that we are having the fundraising team is hosting a Tacos and Trivia Night on April 19th from 6:30 to 8:30 at Tata's Tacos, which is Marcy's restaurant. Marcy, you want to stand for us? Close by, it's on West Irving, Portage Park. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're having teams of, each table is a team, up to 8 people at a table. You can host a table, or you can buy individual tickets. And, some people have said they're not very good at trivia. I doubt that, but I've heard that. But I've heard that if you recruit a ringer or two, it helps. Maybe multi-generational will help. I know I asked Gretchen Goodrich, who is sometimes a guest singer. She's going to join us with her teenage son, Colin. So feel free to bring your teenagers along, who might help with, winning the trivia night. So hope you can join us. It's raising money for our building fund. So what could be a better cause? And we'll have a lot of fun with our Unity family.
I'm just going to jump in here real quickly to also say that today, after services at 11:30 in Billings Chapel, the community outreach team is meeting. This is our first in-person meeting. We're going to talk about and pick our projects that we're going to start with, and this is a team that's volunteering for giving assistance to people in the community that have causes that we can help, like we've done for Housing Forward, for giving assistance to people within our own community that might need some help, and for looking for new joiners to come into our community. So we'd love your talents. You don't have to be on every project, but we certainly would like your brain power. Thanks.
Thank you. We would also like to bless our youth and our youth directors, Chris Manville and Baba Tony Brown. Please rise and join us for the prayer protection, followed by the peace song as we conclude the service. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Amen. Happy Sunday.
Love and happiness. Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. Yeah. Love. Love and happiness. But wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, talking about how she can make it right. Yeah, yeah. Happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong being in love with someone. Yeah. Oh, baby, love and happiness. Love and happiness. Oh. I'll be good to you. We'll be together